Hey guys, welcome to your daily December download. This is actually something I wasn't planning on making today, but it's because of some crazy stuff that happened that I moved this video up in the timeline. So Insomniac got hacked a few days ago, and all the info came out, and it's not like I went looking for this information. It was just kinda... Oh, my phone dropped. It's not like I was looking for this information. It kind of just appeared on my Twitter feed when I woke up in the morning, and I was like, ah, dang. So I saw everything. Like, I saw the Wolverine stuff, I saw the timeline, and the thing is, I just wanted to talk about, like, the future, because, like, this is spoilers. If you don't want to know what's coming for Insomniac in the future, you don't want to have any idea, hey, leave the video, it's cool, we're cool. I just want to talk about my thoughts, because I didn't really look into the details, and I don't want to look into the spoilers. I know the whole script out for Venom and Wolverine are out. I know, I know all that other stuff, but, leave the video now if you don't want to know even more about the future, but I do, and I just got to talk about it now that I know, because I have some concerns. So, the entire lineup for Insomniac in the next few years is Venom in 2025, Wolverine in 2026. So Wolverine got delayed from 2024 to 2026, which, they must have had to restart development, or maybe they needed the extra time to develop new tools, who knows, or maybe they needed more people working on Spider-Man 2, and they'd also decided to make a Venom game, so they were like, hey, we need people working on that. So Wolverine's coming out in 2026, but then a year off, and then there's going to be a Ratchet and Clank, then Spider-Man 3, which Spider-Man 3 might be split up into 2 parts and also have a multiplayer component, and then an X-Men game, and then finally in 2030 something, a brand new IP and that means from since Sunset Overdrive, Insomniac would not have made a brand new IP for 15 years, which is crazy. They've worked on new games, like working on Wolverine and Spider-Man. Those are new games to their studio, but they're not new IPs. And the thing is, I'm a Spider-Man fan. I like Marvel. I like Wolverine. He's cool. He's like the only X-Men that I like. Like everyone else, I'm basic. He's cool. I like playing him in games, and his combat. And I would love to play a combat with him. I saw the leaked footage. I think the game looks cool. It's an early beta, and it looks that good. Dang, bro, we're cooking. The game still has 2 years left of development. Let's roll. I'm very much excited for Wolverine, and I am excited for Spider-Man 3. I'm less excited for the Venom game. I kind of didn't want one after how Spider-Man 2 ended, and it seems like, as I'm not going to talk about what they're going to do in the Venom game, but it could be good, but I'm trepidatious about that one. It's the one that I'm least excited about. And then also Spider-Man 3 is looking a little iffy for me if they split it up into part 1 and 2. That's a little weird. And then also they're having a multiplayer component. It's that was the one thing I was hoping they never touch, but people want multiplayer and everything, even if it isn't conducive to it. They want multiplayer. Everyone wants multiplayer all the time. Can't just let a single player game be single player. It's like the new Ratchet and Clank. That's good. I have a sinking suspicion it's going to be the last one. And it probably should, at that point the series would have existed for almost 30 years, and I think that it would be a reasonable outro to end on that game, especially considering Ratchet and Clank doesn't make a crap ton of money. They make more money doing literally anything else. So I'm definitely on the side of hey, if this likes Ratchet and Clank, go hard, go in the paint, address the Lombax stuff. That's your last plot thread that you've been dangling in front of us for the last 10 years. Wrap it up, pack it up. It's over. The future series is over. Okay, and we're moving on. Make a new IP, because you've been writing Ratchet and Clank for 20 years. So yeah, I'm happy that we're getting another Ratchet. I'm sad that I have to wait so long. I have to wait till like I'm probably gonna be married by the time this game comes out. It's like maybe even having kids on the way for all I know. It's like that sucks. But hey, it's like in an X-Men game. Hey, we've been wanting an X-Men game for almost 20 years at this point, like a good one anyway. So like, you know, that's a bonus. That's a positive. It's like everything here is like technically, and I know it's Insomniac, so I know it's probably gonna have a certain level. At worst, the games will be good. At worst, the games will be good. But the problem is, I don't like how they are a Marvel factory. Like, good, we have a Ratchet and Clank, awesome, yeah, but that's like obligatory. You have to have a Ratchet and Clank game at least once a console gen at this point. That's just kind of the rule. It's Sony's, like, only platformer mascot that people actually kind of care about, and even then it doesn't sell that well. It's like, I wish it sold better, but it doesn't sell that well. But, I'm glad they're using their money to fund Ratchet and Clank as a passion project. I'm glad they're doing that. But I do think that we are at a weird point with Insomniac, which it's like none of the other studios seem to be affected by, unless they have also deals with Marvel. Of they're not doing, like, people shit on Naughty Dog a lot, but like, you know, it's the games they make, they only released 2 games last gen, like, chill. It's like they released Uncharted 4 and they released Last of Us. Both of them were sequels, but also they were the only 2 games they released. So of course there wasn't a new IP. Uncharted got a sequel because they really wanted to blow it off with a bang, and Last of Us of course was going to get a sequel. What do you expect them to do? So there's a certain level of like leeway I give. Sucker Punch, they're working on Ghost of Tsushima this gen. Maybe they'll come up with a new IP, but like they're working on Ghost of Tsushima. Santa Monica is kind of only exclusively made God of War, but at least that's an IP they created, not someone else created. And like, you know, I would like them to work on something new, because I know they rebooted God of War and got rid of the franchise fatigue, but like, man, they've been working on nothing but God of War since 2005, and we're almost to 2025. It's time for a new IP, Santa Monica. It's like the Guerrilla guys, they went from Killzone to Horizon, and they get to ride the Horizon high a little bit because they've only been doing that since 2016, and there's only 2 games, well, 3 games counting the VR game in the series, so they actually get a pass there. But Insomniac is, we know now, and the rate that they're coming out with these games, because Insomniac is built different. They're coming out with these almost bi-yearly, which no other studio is doing right now, where they are coming out with a game bi-yearly or yearly. Like, we're not getting a game next year, right? But then we're getting Venom and Wolverine back-to-back in 2025 and 2026. Then we get a break, and then we get Ratchet and Clank and Spider-Man 3. And then we get a break, and then we get, it's like you see, like, it's like, that's crazy. That's crazy, right? I can't be the only person who thinks that is crazy output. They are cooking in that sense. They are insanely talented developers. They are probably some of the best and most effective developers in the series in the game right now, because of their output alone. Like, even if you don't love the games, you can say like, hey, the output is crazy. Like, the fact that they're able to do this stuff almost bi-yearly is insane. They finally have a good production line after years of like terrible management. It's amazing that they finally figured it out. It is beautiful to watch, and I appreciate it, but they have the problem of, it's like they have the problem of now they're owned by Marvel, basically. And I love Marvel just as much as the next guy. Well, probably I like it more than the next guy, considering modern day people are sick of Marvel. It's like I love Spider-Man, I love X-Men, I love Wolverine. It's like I'm down for cool superhero games any day of the week. I love superheroes; they're a core to my childhood. But I don't want the studio to like lose itself in it. I can't imagine that being healthy. I'm glad they have Ratchet and Clank as a break, as a passion project, but I just do not think that it's healthy for a studio to just pump out Marvel games for 10 plus years, and they're gonna have a trilogy of X-Men games. If they sell 6 million in the first year, that's like the deal. If they have to sell 6 million in 1 year, and then they keep the deal going. It's like that's crazy feat. That's crazy timing. That is crazy ass, and like they're doing it. They do it every time, and it's like, that is amazing. I'm gonna get a quality experience every single time from Insomniac. But I think we're going to lose a little bit of the soul. I think if you're going to keep doing this, you're going to lose some of the talent because you're going to want to work on something new. And I'm glad that they are mixing it up, like Spider-Man, X-Men, Ratchet, and then a new IP, but like, that's so far out. The fact that you're just thinking about making a new IP for the first time at that point, it would have been 15 years, is crazy to me. You haven't been thinking about a new IP in a while? Like, I understand that, like, you know, the guys who worked on Spider-Man, everyone wanted to work on Spider-Man, and I have a feeling everyone who was there at the time wanted to work on Wolverine. I do I think they do love these characters. Like, if Brian and Tahara is anything to go by, they have these conversations with the team. Team hustles, so like they wouldn't do it if they didn't want to. So I appreciate that. But I do think that is a dangerous road to go down, to constantly just making licensed superhero games, when the rest of your competition is in your own studio, or at least trying to do new stuff. Naughty Dog is trying to make a new IP. Sucker Punch made a successful. They diverged from Sly Cooper and Infamous to make Ghost of Tsushima. Those are three vastly different IPs. It's like Santa Monica, at least they say they're trying to work on a new IP. There's rumors of them working on a Daredevil game, and it's like, at this point, I don't want Sony to make any more Marvel games. I need them to cut. Sorry. It's like I need them to cut that out. No more Marvel games from Sony. Microsoft has already gotten Blade. It's like, it's over. Let's just stop the Marvel rat race and like, let's move on. Like, let's remember that this is a video game, not a comic book machine. And I hope that we get to that point where we're just. It's like, well, like, but it's gonna be a rough decade. I mean, like, it's like, I think it's a little bit saddening, genuinely, and I think also it's like, while, like, you know, again, I'm excited for like most of these games. I do worry about at some point the soul getting sucked out of these games. And I know soul is such a nebulous and subjective concept. I'm talking about the soul to me, and I'm talking about the love for the project you're making. I feel the love in Spider-Man, I feel the love in Miles, and I feel the love in 2. 2 is as messy as it is story-wise, and like the problems it did have at launch. I do think that Spider-Man 2 has a bunch of love into it. You don't make something like that unless you love Spider-Man. And like, you can't make that on a paycheck. There's things that you can't make on it just because you're trying to get paid. And I know that the people working on this stuff care. I know they do, because, you know, I've heard interviews, I've heard them talk about it. They talk about the legacy of the characters, they talk about how much they care about the characters, and how many of them are actually dedicated Spider-Man fans. I believe them, and I believe there's probably a huge subset of X-Men and Wolverine fans, but I do think that eventually there's only so much nerd shit you can do before you have to do something original, you know? You could only ride that high. Disney proved it. At this point, it's like, and with how long game development is, I understand you want to make that easy bank. You want to make that easy bank of like, hey, Spider-Man sells. We're gonna sell like 10 million copies in 2 years at minimum. Ratchet and Clank doesn't sell like that. Like, apparently they lost $8 million. Sunset Overdrive made $500 in profit. They are not balling. They were not balling before Ratchet and Clank 2016. And then followed up by Spider-Man 2018, they were not balling. Now they're balling. And I think it's definitely a time. I think it's something to be concerned about. You know, that's my biggest concern. Like again, the leak was bad. It shouldn't have happened. A lot of people's personal information got put out there. A lot of hard work is being ruined. Engine code, assets, everything that Insomniac has worked on in in recent memory is probably just out there, like emails, all that other stuff, personal computer documents. That stuff is terrible, and like, I think that is a higher priority than everything else, and I feel that the people who made this leak should be prosecuted for because this is a real crime. Like, this is big level shit. It's like, I know people go like, oh, I don't feel bad for it. It's like, no, but this is different. All right, this is a hack. This isn't someone messed up and leaked it. This is a hack. I watched Mudahar's video on how they hacked it. It's like, dang, like, it sucks. And it's not a single one of the developers' fault, and that's what's upsetting. I wish the best to all the people and the families, and I hope they get all their stuff sorted, and get everything. Again, that is the most important thing. But as a video game fan, as someone who likes Insomniac, as an Insomniac fan, it does dishearten me a little bit that they're the Marvel studio now. It's nothing but Spider-Man and just Marvel. Marvel. And while I do think that the games will be high quality, I would like them to try something new again, and they are in 2030. But man, I'm gonna have kids by then. I think it's a reasonable way for the studio to go. Like, hey, the stuff guarantees an install base every single time, and like they get to make mad money for a decade, and then they could put all that love and care into a brand new console, a brand new thing on the PS6. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just it feels a little dirty. I'll judge these games as they are. You know, I'm not super excited for Venom, but hopefully it's a good game. It's apparently supposed to lead into Spider-Man 3, so I'll have to play it anyway, but, you know, it's going to be a Miles Morales, like, expansion type beat, so probably same map, different time period, some quality of life improvements from the last game, and probably you get to play as Venom. Hopefully Venom fans aren't going to be as mad this time, because I'm not a huge Venom guy. I like the design, and I like the idea, but I'm not, like, I've never read a Venom comic in my life. I've kind of only, like, experienced him through TV shows and movies, and I like him from that, so it's very surface level, but, you know. I just think it's a little sad. It was a little sad to see a studio that was Spyro, Resistance, Sunset Overdrive, Ratchet and Clank, and now they're the Marvel guys. Hopefully we come out the other end of this. Worries are unfounded. Every game's a banger. None of them are soulless. They keep pushing boundaries with tech, and every game makes its money back. But, you know, I hope the next Ratchet & Clank does well, inspires confidence in Insomniac to do anything outside of Marvel, but, you know, it's just kind of rough. Just kind of rough for me. I'll see you guys tomorrow with the video that was supposed to come out today. See ya.